Hello and welcome. I'm Ginny Hallam of Halborns, and you are listening to our 10 Minutes With series. Halborns are part of the awesome Empowering People group who supports with tech-enabled people solutions. And part of our support is this 10 Minutes With series. Clearly, a challenging economic climate continues and will lead to changes across all types of organisation. And that means that people teams are likely to be asked to consider whether business is structured in the right way, and that in turn may lead to redundancies. So we've produced 5 bite-sized sessions covering individual and collective redundancy, practical considerations in a redundancy process, settlement agreements, and outplacement. And I've asked the amazing Jenny Jones, who sounds like a celebrity with that name, along today to talk to us about the practical aspects of managing a redundancy process. We've obviously covered off the individual elements that Rena talked to us about, and Jenny's going to come along today to talk about what makes things work practically. Jenny is Ops Manager of AdviserPlus and is incredibly busy advising businesses on large-scale consultation processes. So she'll have some really good, practical, pragmatic insight for us today. So hi, Jenny.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's great to join you. I'll be able to chat with you today as well.
Fantastic, great stuff. Well, I've only got 4 questions for you. You've got 10 minutes. I know you have lots to say, so should we get cracking?
Perfect, sounds good.
Great stuff. So obviously consultations are a vital part of a redundancy process, but they can be very unsettling for impacted employees. So my first question to you is, how can organisations ensure the consultation process is as positive as possible when they're managing large-scale redundancies?
Yeah, definitely. I think exactly what you've just said. So with any redundancy situations, it can really rock employees, and the impact can be really far-reaching. So it's not just the directly impacted employees, there's also their colleagues and anyone that's really supporting with that process. It can be really difficult for. With any significant change, which it is inevitable business, but with any business undertaking, obviously the key to success is with planning, and this is certainly true when it does come to the redundancy consultations as well. So really just planning the approach, making sure that you've defined your time frames, and then identifying what emotional support and advice as well is available to employees will really help with that uncertainty, and is very important. Again, the right communication is also vital. So by engaging with employees, helping them to understand the process, it should really lessen that friction and help things to run a little bit more smoothly, and overall will be a better outcome for everyone involved. So just being as honest and as open about the process, just to ensure that employees obviously understand what the consultation meetings are about, helps to make them a little bit less daunting as well. Obviously we can't remove that unsettling nature of redundancy consultations, unfortunately, but we can obviously really make sure to support our customers just to ensure that that whole process is really effectively planned and is consistently delivered as well, which will help the employees.
Yeah, amazing. And exactly as you say, kind of giving yourself time to address all of those, because there is a lot to think about at an early stage, isn't there? And the more you can plan ahead, the better the process will be practically. So what are the challenges those managing consultation processes face, and have you got any hints and suggestions as to how they might be overcome?
Yeah, definitely. So with any large scale change, it is a really complex process. And for those that are responsible for managing that consultancy process, it goes with a significant job on their hands as well. So consultations are a really good opportunity that can help to engage the employees, identifying any opportunities to deliver the best outcomes as well. So for the business and for the individuals as well. So it goes with those, impacted, the opportunity to share their views and what it means for them on the front line as well. So it is really essential to manage that whole process efficiently, just so that you can get the best out of the situation for everyone. So firstly, I would say ensuring the correct processes are followed, so that HR teams are properly supported and that any of the affected individuals are really given the best possible chance to secure the right next step for them, and that can have a positive and lasting impact as well. So making sure that you're getting it right straight away will help with that as well. And if you do get it wrong, obviously there's quite an impact that might be had on the business and the workforce there as well. So that is really important. Managing the impact of processes like redundancy does put pressure on already overstretched HR teams. So it's where you might look to outsource anything like that to experts in the field, and that can just help ensure that you're delivering the process correctly and that, as I say, you're getting the best outcomes for everyone. From a practical level, it is quite heavy admin based. With any consultation, there's a lot of challenges. I'd say the main things come with things with the actual administration of booking the meeting. So if you're looking at large volumes, it's quite difficult to send out the invites, make sure you're getting them booked in, ensuring you've secured a note taker to attend all those meetings is quite complex. Ensuring consistency in how you're handling with each individual's meeting. So you want to make sure that there is, consistency across. You want to avoid any risk of grievances there. Training and building confidence in those that are actually managing the consultancy conversations, especially if sometimes it might be that they're going through the process themselves, so it is quite difficult for them to run with that. And then just making sure you are accurately capturing and sharing the consultation feedback. So it might be that there's red flags throughout the meeting, so something that managers might need to be alerted to that's happening. So with many business processes today, technology, of course, has a role to play in simplifying the complexity of that and ensuring that consistency. So with the right technology, you can streamline that consultation process, and then making sure that the HR teams have time to focus and that they ensure their employees are engaged and supported as well. So at AdviserPlus, we have 2 decades of experience in supporting our customers through wide-scale change. So we do recognise those key difficult points that can be addressed through technology. So we've actually developed a system that we call Meeting Manager, and it's a project that we have designed literally for this purpose. So it's to help to reduce the administration burden that comes with those one-on-one consultation processes. So the name Meeting Manager is quite an unassuming name for something that really will transform the way the consultation meetings are managed. So essentially, it's an online booking tool that we use, and it helps to schedule, to amend your bookings, to run those consultation meetings with employees. So the technology just completely takes out that time-consuming element of it, and it helps in arranging those meetings, providing real-time management information as well to ensure that managers can kind of track the process along their way as well. It's all completed by the expert note takers that we provide, and they ensure that the notes taken are accurate and they're timely documented, and obviously that'll help with minimizing risk as well. So we kind of combine the technology, the people, the real-time management information support, and that just helps kind of simplify that whole process and ensure it's consistent as well. As we've said, consistency is really important throughout it. So with the meeting managers, you do get a tailored script that helps the managers as well, helps them build confidence with their capability to conduct the meetings. So essentially, it's just a well-managed consultation process, and that will really help to reduce any risk of disengagement from those that have been directly impacted in the wider workforce as well.
Amazing. Sounds really innovative and interesting. I mean, can you tell us a little bit more about that point about the impact on the wider workforce?
Yeah, definitely. So kind of as we've just touched on, so with any redundancy and change processes, it can have a really significant effect on those that have not been directly impacted as well as those that have. So there's a lot of fear and uncertainty. It can be quite distracting. So you could see some changes in productivity and some morale for the employees. So they've got obviously a connection to that change process. You might see some things changing. Often with redundancy processes, there's a resultant attrition of talent, so not directly impacted by the redundancy because of the kind of emotional toll it takes on the wider workforce, but it's just really important to consider how you're effectively managing that for employees and their experiences. So working with line managers to kind of deliver that engagement strategy and identifying any early risks as well. But as we said, kind of managing redundancy as well can be incredibly reassuring for the colleagues as well. So ensuring that the team that have been left behind still feel engaged, they still feel confident, and should their role be affected in any similar way, they know that their kind of situation will be handled really professionally and with sensitivity as well. So the main aim of what we kind of help clients to achieve is just to reduce that complexity in the consultation process and try to make it as effective and engaging as possible as well.
Wow, there's loads that we can carry on talking through, isn't there? What about in terms of managing the mechanics of large scale consultations? If you had 3 top tips to ensure businesses manage processes positively, what would they be?
Brilliant. So I would say the top 3 for me, I would say is the first one to be to plan. So the better the planning, the better the outcome. It really is as simple as that. So just making sure you're putting that time in, to communicate really well as well. So the more informed and engaged that your employees are throughout that whole process, it is more likely to be successful in that state. But also I think it's really important to have support in place as well. So from a well-being perspective for both your colleagues going through the process, those that are supporting those, maybe the managers, just making sure that everyone knows exactly what support is there for them and what help there is for them as well. It's just really important throughout that process.
Perfect. So PCS, plan, communicate, support, right? Brilliant.
Definitely. You've got it.
Fantastic. Oh, well, thank you so, so much. I've taken loads away from that, and I didn't realise tech that you had was quite so good, and particularly in terms of the meetings and getting organised. That can be such a burden for businesses that it's amazing that there's a tech solution out there that still allows with that engagement with the employees and the cultural piece to be maintained, which is great. So how do people contact you if they are kind of interested in hearing more?
Definitely. So there's a few different ways. Our website, which is just AdviserPlus, if you Google that, you can get onto the website. We've got a lot of social media pages. You can contact us there. Or if you would prefer to email us, it's just info@adviserplus.com as well. So any of those ways you can get in touch.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Jenny Jones. That's been
Thank you
brilliant.
so much.
Really appreciate you joining us in, and thanks everyone else for listening and coming along.
Thank you so much.